Right, as I mentioned, grocery retailer Shoprite did report its financials earlier this morning. But let me give you some, highlights in terms of sales from core SA supermarkets, rising 9.3% in the 53 weeks to June 4th and 6.9% in the 52-week basis. And this is despite the liquor business being closed for 144 days during the year. To give us an actual picture of what the year that was entailed for Shoprite, we are joined by CEO Pieter Engelbrecht. Pieter, thank you so much for your time. I mean, before we get into the actual financials, let's talk about the shifts you've seen in consumer behavior when you look at your core Shoprite customer, Checkers, USave, and the furniture business.
Yeah, firstly, I think everybody has heard enough of COVID, so I'm not going to refer to that other than it has changed behavior in that people go to stores less often, about 4% less, but they are buying then more at that single visit, about 13.6% additional items into the basket. What we've been very fortunate is that we've been able to gain market share across all of our brands, USave, Shoprite, and Checkers, and customers have still been able to appreciate that Shoprite is still the lowest price retailer in the South African market.
Let's unpack the impact of the looting on your stores. I mean, what changes have you had to make in terms of repairs, and which stores will be offline as a result of the extent of damage?
So we've had 231 stores that was affected. We've managed to open or reopen 150 of them. We still have 83 stores closed. That's including supermarkets and liquor and USave, of which 47 have been extensively damaged because they were burned, and 6 of them we won't open again. So that's roughly the number. The damages has been extensive. Fortunately, we have received our first payment from Sasria, so we are repairing those damages as fast as we can. Some amazing work was done by the Shoprite team. Some stores were reopened within 6 days after being completely looted, which is a remarkable result. And most important, probably for us, is the fact that we are subsidizing currently 3,500 people, employers of ours, because of their workplace now being impacted through the unrest. But we have had no retrenchments, and we are carrying them with us.
Right. For the benefit of our viewers who may not necessarily understand the Shoprite model, I'm curious to know, perhaps you can unpack the challenges you experienced operating in some of the African countries where you've decided to reduce your footprint, like Madagascar, like Uganda. What are some of the challenges you experienced?
The biggest is probably in the last 4 years about, is the continuous currency devaluation in these countries. And with that came a very high inflation for consumers, and wage increases did not keep up with that. In the last year alone, we saw a 48% currency devaluation in Zambia, as an example. And it is not possible for consumers to keep up with that. So in terms of our operating model, we had to make some changes where we are allotting capital. Number one. 2 is being a corporate and shareholders, we need to look at our return on investment, and therefore have made the decision to exit some of these countries. And we are now left with 10 countries, which some people refer to as the rest of Africa, which we believe is a core set that we can return back, which we did, return back to profitability. The profitability of the non-RSA segment have increased fourfold in the last year. And that was our short-term target to attain to, and we're happy that we could achieve that.
I know in the beginning you mentioned that you didn't really want to dwell too much on the pandemic. However, the light at the end of the tunnel is that we are during vaccine season and we're hoping to ramp up, our vaccine rate. The conversations you're having internally with management about vaccinating staff or perhaps making, vaccination compulsory for staff, as we've seen with Discovery, bringing that forward, saying that by the end of January, they would like to have all Discovery staff vaccinated. Do you believe that you might be moving in the same direction, or what's your view on that particular side of things?
I hope we don't have to get there where we have to force people. But I mean, we have to stop this pandemic. There's no question about it. And if it asks for drastic measures, then that's what they ask for. What we focus on currently is to make sure that our staff have got the appropriate information, that they have all the necessary material to make a decision on, an informed decision. And we're also doing vaccinations ourselves with mobile clinics going down around the stores to make it as easy as possible. At the moment, we still have I think public at large also that hasn't registered. That's probably one of the big shortcomings. We're assisting with that at the moment. So let's see how far we can get into persuading people to take the vaccine before we go into a compulsory situation.
Right. Your 60/60 app has done incredibly well, and especially when you look at the amount of jobs that you have created. The one thing that I do find quite fascinating is your Shoprite X, which is the digital innovation hub, and you're hoping to accelerate digital transformation with that particular part of Shoprite X. Talk to me about what it's currently working on to be able to help you leverage off, some of the data that you're getting from your customers.
So digital is definitely a big drive for us. We call it a race for reach, where we used to be in a race for space. And in there, we're trying to fuse the best of technology and talent and systems to give us the best possible information to drive what we call precision retail. So that is an overall focus, and what that means is it includes things like personalized offers through the Extra Savings Award program. We now have, on average, 1,500 swipes a minute, and then we use that data to understand our customers better. We can then also do product development. We've introduced more than 3,200 products in the last year, which came through that information that those are things that customers need, and want, like plant-based, etc. So that's the one. Then the personalized offers in terms of the extra savings, that's the second one. And then, of course, the whole e-commerce and the digitalization of our eyeballs on our real estate or electronic real estate is to add alternative revenue streams on those things that customers do believe will ease their lives and save them time.
Pieter, thank you so much for your time and giving us a complete picture in terms of what is happening with Shoprite, what are you working on. All the best for future endeavors. That is Pieter Engelbrecht, who is the CEO of Shoprite. Over to you, Nompumelelo.